everyone. Welcome to this webinar on digital marketing. We will be covering a little bit of the insights on what exactly you need to know about digital marketing, what are the different career aspects, and let's get started. So the discussion today is, why is marketing needed? First of all, why is marketing needed? What is digital marketing all about? And then what are the compelling benefits for brands, for entrepreneurs, for startups, and for individuals? Individuals who would be keen on joining digital marketing companies, normal, regular companies within the digital marketing function. And then how do you leverage integrated digital marketing to grow your own business or build a great career, right? We will also be talking about very briefly about the budgets, what should be the channel you should be using, how should be your content strategy, should you learn about analytics, what is A/B testing, and more of that. And then most importantly, where do we get started, right? So marketing is an art or a science. When I normally do this session, it's mostly the answer is shown after a couple of discussions internally with the audience, but actually it is an art as well as science. When you generate insights from the data which you capture from multiple sources, that's when you call it as science. When you use those insights into building something which is a very pleasant and desirable, delightful customer experience, that is what is art, right? So that is where we are. And then what is digital marketing all about? Digital marketing is all about using online channels without looking at the traditional PR or the television or radio. If we are leveraging search, social media, we are using email, all of that comes under the purview of digital marketing. Now, why is digital marketing needed? It is all because of the changing mindset of people, changing mindset of consumers who are not buying Sony because Sony is a big brand, but they are buying it because online user reviews of Sony's that particular product convinces them. I mean, it doesn't matter if Sony is doing a Bravia TV and that sells well. Tomorrow, if Sony comes up with a microphone or with a headphone, you may or may not buy that just because Sony's Bravia brand was good. So you are trying to now look at, all consumers are now trying to look at individual product reviews online, and then they are taking the buying decision. Now, that says volumes about why digital marketing is needed. When you have a product, when you are marketing a product, and you want to put in all of that information, product information, packaging information, your customer service information, warranty information, all of that needs to be there online. Now, once you have all of these details which needs to be put online, how exactly would you then present it, right? That is what we will cover in content marketing, which is a part of digital marketing, right? So now, going on to the next slide, how do we plan a digital marketing exercise? The first thing is we need to understand what is it that we want to achieve from this exercise. Some of the companies want more sales, and then you need to ask them the question to be as specific as possible. Sales of what and to whom, right? If it is a product, then the audience has to be different. And if it is a service, the audience is again different. If it is a product for domestic consumption, if it is a product for individuals in the office, for example, if you are creating chairs, right? Chairs, ergonomic chairs. Now, majority of usage will be there in the offices. Who is going to take the decision? It's a business. And if you want to buy chairs or sofa sets for home, that becomes a B2C problem. Now, so once you know who is that you are planning to reach out to, then you put percentages and numbers. For example, what is the overall market size? How many people of them are actually online? What are the channels in which they are online? And then you define goals that tie into business goals. You'd say that, okay, by the end of next quarter, I need to reach out to at least 25% of my target audience using digital online channels, and then I want to convert them. So you have to have some numbers, but before everything else, you need to understand what is it that you want to achieve. Is it branding? Is it sales? Is it awareness? What is it that which is important to you? Then the second one is who you are trying to reach and serve. So this is what we discussed in the target audience. Then what are the best channels to reach? For example, if you are trying to sell a product which is a very household product, but then individual consumers do not use it. For example, I'll talk about a product which is M-Seal. M-Seal was a product which was used if there are leakages on roofs, then you can use M-Seal so that it doesn't, the leaks are stopped, right? Water doesn't start falling in all over again. Now, even though it is for individual consumption, and because not all houses will leak at the same time, so you will reach out to individual customers, very rarely you would see individual customers actually using the product all by themselves. They will have to hire the services of a plumber. So now you will have to decide before you run the digital marketing campaigns that is it the individual consumer or the family who you should be targeting, or you should be targeting the plumbers who are actually doing the service, right? So understanding that will lead you to understand which are the best channels to reach them. Now, if you are trying to reach out to the family, you have to then start looking at who is the decision maker in the family and what times are they online if you are to leverage digital marketing. If you're looking at plumbers, what are the best ways in which you can reach out to plumbers? Now, they may or may not be online all the time or online at all. How do you reach out to them? They might be watching videos in YouTube regarding multiple other things, not necessarily related to plumbing. Or you can actually reach out to the contractors or the agencies which work with plumbers, and you can target them. So now it depends how you orchestrate the problem. It depends how you present information which is relevant to that particular group of people so that they can use it. And then ultimately, what is the value you are offering? How should your content strategy demonstrate this value, right? So all of these goes into the planning process. Let's look at this slide. This is a very interesting slide on buyer persona. Buyer persona is something, without knowing the exact individual, if you want to understand a particular set of people. For example, on the right hand side of this slide, you would see 6 different people. I would not say 6 different people, 6 different groups of people. Okay, so if we take, for example, if we take the person who is in the first corner, so he is, you might say he's around 60 or more, and then he is male, and he is almost bald. So he would not be keen on having hair products, right? He might be having a taste of traditional clothing, and he might also be looking at this. I can also say that, okay, because he is he's a senior citizen, or maybe a senior citizen, he would also be having a need for a travel destination. He might have a need to travel to pilgrimage destinations. So if you are someone who are planning tours to different places, you know what is the kind of places or location destinations you're going to show him. Now, if you look at the corner, bottom right-hand corner, you see there is a girl with spectacles with blue hair. So looking at that particular profile, you might even know that, okay, she would be either college going, or she would be going to the office, so she is professional. So based on that, you are able to come up with an idea about the person, and then you know what kind of products you can sell them. Now, when you're doing digital marketing, from a company's perspective, you have to just take a look at the problem from a different angle. You say that, okay, I will not look at the persona and figure out what that persona wants to buy. I will look at my product and try to find out who are those people who will fit into discrete personas as these, and what should I say so that they buy my product, right? So that is what it is. And then to find out who your persona is, you will have to first ask the question, do they spend a lot of time online first? Because if they are not spending a lot of time online, if you want to do digital marketing, it is not going to be of any use because your target customers are just not there, right? And then, and where do they like to spend their time online? So when they are online, are they on Facebook? Are they on Twitter? What are they doing online? Are they reading e-books? Are they reading white papers? Are they watching videos? They are watching music, or they are downloading movies from somewhere. What are they doing online? Now, if you know which sites, if you can guess which sites they are working, they are frequently visiting, you can have your ads, your messages, your content, everything which can be published on that website. So with the chance that once they start looking at that website, they will also be aware, they will become aware of your brand which you are trying to market, right? So a lot of this, to answer these questions, you can use market research, you can do competitor activities, a typical customer's digital footprint you have to analyze, you have to do surveys. These can be digital surveys, that can also be paper surveys, which can be used for digital behavior mapping, right? And then you can spend and measure real metrics. So not vanity metrics. When I mentioned, what is a vanity metric, is something which is as frivolous as a like or a share. So a share is still something which is valuable, but likes are very overrated. They are like instant gratification, but doesn't usually say how much of people are actually going to buy your product. Just by looking at the number of likes, it is very difficult to tell you that. All right, so how do you leverage digital marketing? We already discussed about a couple of things. This is just a summary slide. So you have to have clear objectives. You have to identify the right set of channels. We will go into details of what the channels are in the subsequent slides. And then how should you decide your content strategy? And then the last is execution, measurement, repeat, basically iteration. So, and after looking at analytics and doing A/B testing. So, for the benefit of everyone, A/B testing is something which is when you want to differentiate or test between two different available alternatives. Well, should I buy the red shirt? Should I buy the green shirt? Right? So you wear both. Send a photograph to someone you know, or to a group of people you know, based on the number of likes you are getting on that shirt. This actually happens. I mean, there are a lot of people actually do that from the dressing rooms inside malls, send out photos of theirs wearing different shirts to their friends. Based on the number of good comments received on a particular shirt, they buy that. So now when that, why do they buy that? They buy that one because they anticipate that because from a group of 7 friends, one person liked the red, all of the others like the yellow or the green one. That basically means that 6 out of 7 people would like this shirt, so he would buy that. So that is what is A/B testing. So we take 2 versions of the campaigns, landing pages and all of that, and depending on which version gives us better results, we replicate that for a larger set of audience. I think digital marketing is really, really, really interesting. Once you understand it well, once you understand the basics well, and then you are able to grasp one after the other areas, when you actually start doing it, I think it would add a lot of value to you as an individual and also to your professional career. All right, so here is a list of different digital marketing channels which we have. So we will go from email marketing and we'll go clockwise. So email marketing is one of the channels which is still the most predominant channel. Then we have online advertising, all of the ads which you see in Facebook towards the right hand side of the page, sometimes embedded in the news feed. and all of the Twitter promotions which you see, all of the LinkedIn sponsored campaigns which you see, a lot of them are there because there are advertisers who are putting money to show ads to you as the consumer, right? And then there are PPC, pay-per-click, is called as pay-per-click ads. They come up in Google. So when you're searching for something, say you're searching for Xiaomi Redmi Note 4, and then there would be some results which would be coming in Google search, and those are organic results. On the side of the organic search results, or sometimes at the top, you would see ads. They would have clearly written that it's a sponsored ad, and then you can buy Redmi Xiaomi 4 on Amazon, and this is the coupon code, something like that, right? So those are pay-per-click. So when you click on the ad, that's when the advertiser has to pay Google. And so then there is affiliate marketing. We'll talk about that also. In affiliate marketing, normally what happens is you have a product, and then you put out that product saying that someone who is interested in helping me sell this product will also get a commission from me. Now, no, with affiliate marketing, you are basically increasing your sales force without having to pay them any residual, a regular monthly fee. Nothing is needed, right? And then all of us know about social media, blogging. So when you're using WordPress or RSS feeds or news feeds, Google Alerts, all of that will come under that. And then search engine optimization, a very interesting area wherein you can actually change what comes up in Google search when somebody searches for your name, somebody searches for your company's name, or somebody searches for your product name, right? And then we talk about viral marketing. That's one of the, it is not a channel of digital marketing. Viral marketing is something where you are trying to increase the reach of an ad which you have created, or a message which you have created, so that it goes viral. So it is not a channel per se, it is a phenomenon of viral marketing, right? A nice basics understanding of viral marketing, if you want to know more, you can definitely go read a book which is by, I'm just forgetting the name of the person. I think there is a very nice book called Contagious. It was by Professor Jonah Berger. Yeah. So he is the person who wrote extensively about viral marketing. It's a very interesting book. I mean, some of you can just go and buy it from Amazon. And then there is then text messaging. Text messaging is also the SMS and all of that. It has reduced in importance, but then when it is used in conjunction with digital marketing channels, other channels of digital marketing, we have seen that it provides tremendous value, right? And so then looking at different tactics, what comprise of digital marketing. So first thing is analytics. We have to understand analytics as digital marketing professionals to build a great career. Why? Because analytics helps you to understand what is already achieved, what is it that will be done, how are you tracking up to the plan which you had created, the marketing budget, the marketing plan, are you in line with them, right? And also if there are multiple landing pages or multiple ad copies which you have written, using A/B testing, you can actually know how many visitors from which phones, from which browsers they visited at what time, what geography, so that you can easily create the buyer persona, personalize your ads to specific sections of people, and then you can accordingly open it up for the larger segment of audience, right? So analytics is very important, and understanding the KPIs to measure the ROI, all of that would definitely need an understanding of analytics. Now, to understand analytics, if you want to start on your own and then take it at your own pace, you can also look at Google Analytics. The analytics platform is free. You can go to analytics.google.com and you can definitely get started with that. Then we had a demo of Google Analytics, but I believe that we will cover it at the end if there is time for the session. Then looking at what are the basic tactics on SEO, mobile responsive website. So first of all, SEO is search engine optimization. Now, what exactly does it mean when we say we are optimizing for the search engine? Optimizing for the search engine means that you are trying to optimize the search engine results which are coming up on the Google search or Bing search, very low volume, but still. So what exactly do you do so that you are coming up on the search results? First and foremost is that it has to be mobile responsive. It has to open, your website has to be equally pleasant in all different mobile sizes, screen resolutions, operating systems, browsers, right? And being mobile responsive is not an option anymore. It was a couple of years back. You could decide whether, no, we are not looking at mobile consumers because they don't buy or they buy only smaller volume. But today that is not an option. If you are not mobile responsive, you will not come up on Google search at least for the first 5-6 pages. And trust me, beyond 5-6 pages, nobody gives any value, right? Nobody cares about whether you are there on page 5 or not. If you're there within the first page, if you're there within the first 4-5 results, that's it. Even if you are on the 10th result or 11th result, doesn't actually matter. The customers are not going to scroll that far, right? And then, so how do you do that? What are the skills which are needed? What are the things which you should know? Any devices, you should, we talked about that point. Then the second point is making sure the load times for a page are low. Now, you would have noticed yourself and that if a page is taking too much of a time to load, even if someone referred you to that page, someone said that, hey, that's a very nice website, go take a look at it. But if it doesn't load for 4 or 5 seconds, you might actually give up. And so a load time of a website is very important. Now, making sure the images and content are all easy to scroll through on different devices, that is something which is very important. And to test and view your content on different devices and to see if they are easy to navigate and read. Now, readability is of utmost importance now, and that's a big problem because while websites have to be easy to read, the screen sizes of our phones are very small, and if you increase the font sizes just without any understanding or thought, then the pages would become very, very big on the mobiles, and it will be very difficult for someone to actually scroll that far down, right? So a lot of importance needs to go into what should be the right size of the font. Should I have a tall font? Should I have a round font? Should I have a bold font? Should I have a curved font, italicized? So there are so many different, and then you decide, okay, if I'm planning to do something related to food, should I have a website which is focused on yellow and red? Should I have a website which is focused on blue? So now a lot of different things. There is a colors, then there is texture, there is fluidity, parallax. There are so many different things which goes into designing of a website. Once that is done, then you have bigger things to worry about. On-page optimization, which will take care of your website copy, which will take care of relevant keywords, your meta descriptions, a lot of that. Then once that thing is done, you have to then take care of the off-page optimization, which is about link building, which is about generating credibility for your website, increasing the page authority or the domain authority, and all of that. So we'll just keep moving on because each of these areas of digital marketing are huge areas. Every area individually are career choices. So if we are looking at basic tactics on social media, this itself can be one full-time career option for any individual. And we will also see, and you can also do a quick LinkedIn search in LinkedIn jobs to search for social media manager, social media director, or a head of social media. You will see there are thousands of openings which are there for these skills, right? Just social media. I'm not even saying that you're looking for a entire marketing career. No. Even if you're looking at a specific area of digital marketing, that is a full-blown career. So now, while this is a webinar where we are touching upon different aspects of digital marketing, this by no way should be considered as an exhaustive one. A full-fledged course or something, or a book, whichever you can pick up and read, all of that will give you more idea about each of these areas in detail, right? So what should you do in social media? Social media, all of us know, are all those channels which I have listed, and there are many, many more which are coming up on a regular basis. But then, so what do you do on social media? The first thing is you engage with influencers, people who you think are of value, who can add value to you, who can understand your area. When you reach out to them, they can guide you with their suggestions. And if you are a marketer, how should you then reach out to influencers? You can produce content that connects you with them. For example, if you know that you are working in a company which is say Bombay Dyeing or Vimal, so like these are textile companies. Now, if textile companies are thinking of engaging with influencers, who would be their influencers? Their influencers would mostly be all of these small-time retailers, right? Who normally would say that, yes, Vimal is good. You can try on when the customer comes in and ask them to show some of the bed sheets or textiles or whatever. And then these guys will say that this company is good. You can definitely go with that. So they are the influencers of your brand. Right? This was a very raw example in terms of IT services. When we are talking about influencers, we talk about Gartner, Forrester, Nelson Hall. These are leading analyst firms of the world. And when they put out a message saying that your company is very good, people actually trust that advice, and then they start working with you, at least show interest in working with you. Right? So how do you engage with them? You have to create content online which connects with your target audience. You have to reply to comments and moderate all of the activities, right? And the best part and the worst part is that you have to be consistent with this process. You have to do that on a daily or weekly basis. Right? You have to reach your target at the times when they are online. Doesn't matter if you are based in India and they are based in the United States or Australia or Middle East. You have to provide the inputs to them when they are online based on their convenience rather than yours as a marketer, right? So you have to then post at different times of the day to understand when is the time which is resonating the most, and then republish old content in a different format. And on some channels you can post only lives for about 6 minutes. So now what are these for 6 minutes? Lives are something like video feeds and all of that. We recently are seeing a lot of Facebook lives coming up with 360-degree videos and all of that. So these are, some of them are mostly done by individuals, but as business, as marketers of business, there are n number of ways in which you can do that. Right? And then using analytics to optimize the post times and content. Let's take a look at basic tactics, paid advertisements, and all of that. So before we go on to this slide, let me just try to tell you that you can ask any questions whichever you have on the chat box, which is on the right side of your panel. Just go in there, type in your questions whenever you have any, and at the end of the session, what I'll do is we'll take questions one by one. All right. So on paid advertisements, so why should someone do paid advertisements? There are different types of paid ads. Like I mentioned, we can do ads in social media, in Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, all of that. And then we can have text ads in Google search and Bing search. You can also have display ads. Now, what are display ads? Display ads are the ads which you see. You don't have to click them. Sometimes they just are there for brand awareness. You see a lot of them on different websites. For example, you go to CNN, you go to CNBC, you go to New York Times, or you go to Huffington Post. you go to INC42, any of these websites, they would have some or the other. Sometimes it will be a thin banner at the top of the website. Sometimes it would be a straight banner on the right side or the left side of the website. Sometimes it would be a square banner. So those are the display ads. Now, as digital marketers, you have to understand that what are the different ad formats in which you can give ads. Now, are these the only three different types of ads? Of course, no. Now, there are podcasts which are there. So during podcasts, you can actually put in audio ads with a call to action, which will be a phone number. You say that it's more similar to a radio FM ad, but then the benefit or the importance of a podcast based ad is that you can play it any number of times. It is available online on demand, unlike a radio show wherein you pay money and your ad shows up for a couple of days and then after that you're not there. So a podcast, a digital medium, digital marketing, that is the reason why it is very, very important and it is growing like fast, because you can reuse the same content again and again and again till you have figured out that, all right, enough, I'm not going to use the same content anymore. Now, that is what is a striking difference between all the other channels and digital. Right. So, okay. So paid search marketing is advertising in sponsored listings of search engine or a partner website by paying either each time your ad is clicked, which is a pay per click, or when your ad is displayed, which is a cost per impression, which is CPM. And then what are the different ad networks? These are ad networks. So you can look at Google AdWords, Bing Ads for text and display. There is a thing called as retargeting. So once you have looked at a particular product, you will be hammered by those ads whichever site you go to. So how does retargeting work? That itself is a very interesting area. I'm sure you would love to know more about it. Folks who would be interested to know more, you can search for retargeting or remarketing in Google, and then you will be able to come up with some readings around that. Then how do you do social media ads, Facebook, Twitter, and more? We will not go into individual details of how you can actually set up an ad, because that would go too much into detail. And like I said, this entire presentation I normally do as a 6-hour workshop, and so I would just touch upon briefly. But then if you are interested to know more about Facebook advertising or Twitter advertising, you can read up more on ads.facebook.com or ads.twitter.com. You will come to know how to exactly create an ad, and then how do you measure the efficiency of an ad, how many people are clicking it, from where they are clicking. All of that details will be available in that platform where you're hosting the ads. Moving on to the next slide. I had a demo for Adwords. We will come back to this also if there is time at the end. So success metrics for digital marketing. So 50% of leads are qualified, but your KPIs, success metrics, are determined by your goals. Right? Here are examples of items to measure to see if you are reaching your goals. First of all, in the beginning, if you would recollect, we had the exercise of planning, where we said, what is my end objective, right? So based on what my objectives were, I will be able to evaluate what have I achieved against that, right? For example, when we are talking about customers acquisition from social media. Now, customer acquisition can be multiple things. It can just be a person who is interested, who saw your Facebook ad and then liked your website, liked your social media page, like Facebook fan page, right? Now, when someone does that, that is also customer acquisition, because you now know that that particular Facebook handle is interested in your services, right? And another customer acquisition can be that someone seeing an ad actually filled up a form on your social media page, and then you captured his email ID, right? That can be another one. And then another acquisition can be, another type of acquisition, or you can say a level of acquisition, is when someone provides his phone number also. And then one more step, he can also let you know what time you can call them, right? Or the last one, or maybe more is that he is reaching out and saying that I want to buy your product. He clicks on the buy now in Facebook itself, buys the product on Facebook, you receive the order from Facebook and then dispatch it. Now, that is when I say that customers acquisition from social media can be a goal, but then your ultimate objective should be clearly defined for you to understand actual progress or how much you have made towards your goal, right? So traffic from organic search, that is also another KPI, key performance indicators for a digital marketer, that how much of traffic, website traffic, are you able to drive to the website, right? And then traffic from paid search, how much of people are coming from the paid search campaigns, search ads or AdWords and all of that. And sometimes email open rates, click-through rates are also success metrics for digital marketing. How I give an example. For example, if I have an email database of about 10,000 people, right? I have a new, say, a white paper or an ebook which I have written, and I want these 10,000 people to download that ebook, right? Say suppose it is a paid ebook. Somebody has to pay 1 rupee to download that book, and because it is 1 rupee, people think that it is still okay, even though it is very difficult to search for the credit card, put in the information for 1 rupee and all that. But sometimes, if someone tells you that this ebook will tell you how do you become a digital marketing expert within 8 hours, and then it is 1 rupee, you will obviously buy it. I mean, not everyone, but almost 70-75% of the people will buy it. They'll say 1 rupee, within 8 hours, I'll be a digital marketing expert. Most of you will even try to buy the book just because you want to prove that the book is wrong or the messaging is wrong. Whichever the case, the advertiser has sold the book, right? So now, how many people opened the email? If your subject line is good, maybe 300 people will open the email from 1,000. And then out of the 300, maybe 30 people will actually click through the email to the payment page, right? And then 30 people finally buy it. So what is the percentage of conversion? The percentage of conversion is 30 from 1,000, which is 0.3%. 0.3% conversion is what you got. Now, imagine, so how does the returns from digital marketing get calculated then? So this is how it is calculated. 1 rupee, 30 customers made the payment. So at the end of the day, from the email drive, email campaign, we got 30 rupees entirely to the business. Now, if the cost of email campaign itself, including the salary of the person monthly divided by the number of hours it takes to set up this campaign and all of that, if you are not able to bring down the cost of email campaign to less than 30, there is no point in doing the campaign, because there is no returns from it. There is no positive return, so why do it? So what are digital marketers then striving hard to get? While they definitely want to increase their salaries and everything, but what we are looking for is greater returns from our campaigns. Imagine if the number changes, to about 700 people opening the email and about 200 people buying it. How much we are getting now? 200 rupee from one email campaign. And if you have 1 lakh subscribers, that number will then increase to 20,000. And then if you have more, it will go on more. If you increase the size of the price of the product to 10 rupees or 100 rupees, you can imagine. That is how digital marketing works. That is how digital marketing ROI is calculated. Referrals or inbound links, which are backlinks to your website, that is also one of the successful metrics for digital marketing. All right, so this slide is very small, but folks who can see the link, there is a link at the bottom of the email which says marktechtoday.com infographic marketing technology landscape. And this is the marketing technology landscape for the year 2017. We have 5,232 companies who are product companies in the marketing space. Imagine how vast is this area, how big are the players. There are some big players, small players. Every 2 years, every year actually, we are adding almost 1,000 new companies into the marketing space. And that translates to approximately 3 companies per day. So every 8 hours, one new company in the marketing space is being born continuously, every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Every 8 hours, a new company is born. Imagine the amount of potential, imagine the amount of challenges which are there, imagine the amount of need for digital marketing professionals. All right, current state of things. So what are the mind-boggling facts? Some of you, I mean, we all must know. These are some of the very old stats, but then you can definitely look at blog.hubspot.com for 2017 state of digital marketing. 91% of consumers check their emails every day. 66% of consumers have made a purchase online after an email marketing message. We all agree to it. Even if we are not aware of the numbers, we all agree to it. Why? Because we get marketed to. We receive emails from Flipkart, from Amazon, from Jabong, from Myntra. Sometimes we wait for them also. For example, couple of days back, we had Independence Day, and me and my friends were actually waiting for Independence Day deals. And then when we started seeing them in our emails, we knew that, okay, Independence Day deals are on, and I was ready to purchase all of the things which I had planned to buy. So emails, definitely a major part of digital marketing, and how you implement email marketing is something which is very important as well. If you send emails from your Outlook or from your Gmail, I would not say it is digital marketing per se, because you are not able to understand how many people opened your email, how many people clicked through the email. So when I'm talking about email marketing, I'm talking about an automated email marketing platform with the messages truly thought of, pruned, edited, and then being sent to people, right? So remaining all of this, we have over 70% of individuals in B2B and B2C who conduct research online before making a buying decision. I would leave the rest of the facts because there are many more like this, very interesting stats, which nothing but bolsters the fact that digital marketing is definitely going to stay. Why? Because we are slowly moving away from traditional, and people are more and more coming to the digital world. Everyone who has any kind of business, they today not just want to do a website that they wanted to do 5 years back. Today, they don't want to do an app that they wanted to do 2 years back. Today, they want to do AI. Today, they want to do data analytics. Today, they want to understand their customers so that they do not lose out any single customer. How do you do all of that unless you have the ability to capture the data from online sources, to classify the data, to make meaningful insights from the data, and to take actionable takeaways from the data, what you should implement, right? So all of this come into the purview of digital marketer. If you ask me digital marketing, I can divide it into 3 areas. One is strategy, thinking what should I be doing with channels, what buyer persona my product is going to cater to. Then the second one is analysis. After I make the campaigns live, are people actually liking my product? Is the persona correct? Is the same persona what I thought out to be? Are the same people buying my product or not? And lastly, the executionist or the operations person who can run campaigns, who can understand technology, who can understand data mining platforms, tools, and then leverage all of that to build the insights for the leadership team in the company, right? Current state of job openings. Now, this is something which I did on 23rd of July. It's not long back, just 2 weeks back. So, so I searched for digital marketing. I filtered it for India, and then I started seeing 6,200 results for digital marketing as the keyword. And then if you look at the experience level, we have 2,200 in associate level. Entry level is 1,600 plus. Mid senior level 1,500 openings. Internship 543. For all of you who would be thinking of maybe how do I get started with digital marketing? Why will some company hire me if I am going through MBA program, or if I'm doing a course somewhere, if I'm reading up, why will someone do? You can take up these internship facilities which you have, wherein you will learn in the process, and the company will also get some work done. So they will be interested because they are not paying a lot of money to you. So while you are working with them, you learn and they earn the benefit, right? And so executive level, we have 122, director level, we have 72. There are more. I mean, if you change, the digital marketing is a very broad word, right? If you change it to social media marketing, or if you change it to email marketing, or email automation, or CRM openings, so you would see so many of them, right? So that being said, I would like to share that we would definitely have a great future in digital marketing. The question is how to keep up pace with rapid evolution in digital transformation for marketing practices. Okay. Like I mentioned, the first thing, even myself, after having spent over 14 years in the marketing space, I find it really, really hard to keep up pace with the speed at which things are changing in the marketing space. How I try to keep myself updated is by attending webinars, attending podcasts. I keep listening to podcasts whenever I'm driving, and I keep watching webinars whenever I have time. I just download them, I keep it with me, and I keep listening to them. And then it is also, you cannot, because if you talk about webinars, there are n number of webinars out there. If you talk about speakers, there are so many speakers talking about same areas. You may or may not be able to keep pace if you are trying to follow everyone and anyone, right? So you'll have to first, you do an A/B testing for yourself and see that who are those people whose articles you love to read, and then try filtering them down to maybe 1 or 2 people, right? Once you know that these are 1 or 2 people who talk about regularly, who talk about who write on a fairly regular basis, and their things are not very sales centered, but they are actually informative, I can learn from them. So I believe then start downloading what they say, how they say it, start following them in different channels, ask them questions, put comments on their articles whenever they are writing something. So that way what is going to happen is a relationship will evolve with the virtual mentor who you have and yourself, and you will then also learn a lot in the process. The other way to know that is read a lot of these, I read a lot of these media aggregator websites wherein someone says that we have a new startup which came in, which is disrupting the marketing space by doing X, Y, and Z. So all of that. So I keep doing that. Other than reading, talking to people, I attend conferences, I speak at conferences. So when I speak at conferences, I feel that, I mean, it is a common notion that speakers share what they know, but other than that, the rest entire portion, I am listening to other speakers where I learn a lot. So I believe conferences are a great way to also learn about the new trends which are happening and keeping pace with them. The next question is from Nimod. It would be great to see AdWords and analytics. Nimod, the thing is, I would really love to do that, but AdWords and analytics both are individually very huge, massive tools. AdWords, the moment we start AdWords, I will also have to clear a lot of details or talk a lot of details about what the keyword should be, what is the keyword relevance. We'll also have to talk about the long tail, short tail keywords. We'll have to talk about quality score of campaigns. So a lot of background work has to be done. Since I use the slide deck from the workshop, so that is the reason why we have that. Normally, the AdWords demo goes on for about 2 hours, and the analytics demo goes for 2 hours. I would not be able to do justice if we just opened it up and then actually did nothing. So we will not do that. But it would be great if you have any further questions. You can reach out to Saurav, and he can send me a note if there is something specific you want to know. But please do a Google search to learn about AdWords. Create a dummy trial account. I'm sure you would definitely be able to understand a lot of it. And how to use AI in digital marketing. Now, this is a great question. Incidentally, yesterday I was at the Futurist Business Conclave in Gurgaon, where a lot of top people from different companies had been there. The head of Indigo Airlines was there. Malcolm Frank was there from Cognizant, who have authored 2 books. And so a lot of people were there, and then they were discussing, and Jasprit Bindra from Tech Mahindra was there as well. So a lot of these people were talking about what is it that will drive marketing going forward. So definitely artificial intelligence is one area which is going to be very big. We are already seeing applications of artificial intelligence in digital marketing using chatbots. So if you look at, please search in Google for chatbots and what they do, how can they do. That is the first very basic instance of artificial intelligence, wherein you ask a question and the bot responds by doing query to the server, fetches the answer, sends it back to you, and then it keeps learning from every interaction, because all of that data goes into the server back again. And for example, if somebody asked the bot, what is the capital of Delhi? And capital of Delhi was, say, not the capital of Delhi, I'm really sorry. What is the capital of India? And if Delhi is the capital of India is not fed into the database, the bot will say, I'm not sure if I have the answer. And then, do you have anything else which I can help you with? Right? And then when someone at the backend admin is actually looking at that question, saying that, oh, Delhi was not fed, so they feed in the answer New Delhi. The next time someone asks that question, the bot answers because the New Delhi is the answer, right? And then sometimes this is not artificial intelligence. This is learning from the backend. Now, how does the bot learn? The bot will be asked a question, what is the capital of India? And then he says that the bot replies saying, I have no idea, or please ask the next question. The person would say that, is Delhi the capital of India? And then the bot sends it back. Over and over, when we do iterations with thousands of people, lot of extra data points which is not already in the system comes into the system, helps in making the application learn. That is where we call it artificial intelligence and machine learning, right? So digital marketing will definitely see a lot of that. There are 2 companies who I know. One is Core.ai, and then there is Botworks.ai, who are working in this space, creating chatbots, creating a chatbot platform, and they're doing pretty amazing work. I'm sure you'd like to know more about them when you do a Google search. The next question, I'm a small entrepreneur from Rakesh, but struggle with finding good resources which I can use for what? Yeah, which I can use for, I believe it is for digital marketing, for creating graphics, making videos, content writing. Wow. Okay. Yeah, Rakesh, I can totally agree. I can totally relate to what you are trying to say. Even when I try to hire people for these positions, it is very difficult for someone to understand the entire picture. What we have now become is we have become very siloed designers. We say UX designers, but then user experience, understanding of user experience is I see that the skills need to be upgraded. There is definitely a gap between what we want and what we get in the market. But I mean, I'm not sure how do I answer this question. We just have to keep searching till we find the right people. It is difficult to hire people for everything and to learn everything on your own. Could you suggest some very basic resources which can be used for all the stuff I am struggling with? I would want Saurav to answer this because I know Great Learning is a great platform. They have a lot of resources. They have a lot of great faculty who come in and help people to understand marketing overall and different other areas in detail. So I believe Saurav will be able to get back to you on this, Rakesh. What is the next idea to digital marketing? Okay, I mean, what next after digital marketing? Sure. So the question was by Vikas. Vikas, like I mentioned from yesterday's conference, if I am able to quote, so three things are coming up big way. One is what I mentioned, artificial intelligence and machine learning. This is one big area which will definitely be becoming really, really big. The second is automation. Anything and everything will be automated. And the third thing is Internet of Things. Anything and everything will be connected to the internet. The moment everything is connected to the internet, we will have even more marketing, even more need for digital marketing, because now right now we have only 2 or 3 devices using which we are connecting to the internet, and we are seeing this is the level of growth of digital marketing. Imagine your bike, your car, your scooty, or your door, your windows, refrigerators, everyone is internet enabled. Everyone is talking to the internet. Think of the massive size at which internet is going to grow, information is going to grow, and the ability to decipher information, analyze that information, generate insights from that information, and then take a strategic call for a business is going to amplify phenomenally. So I think that is the future from here. I believe I have come to the end of all the questions. I do not have any other questions. So, Saurabh, I think we are all set. Over to you. All right, guys, I believe we have come to the end of the webinar. Thank you so much. If you need anything else, if you need any other assistance, please reach out directly to Saurav, and also visit Great Learning website to know more about them. If you would want to connect with me on LinkedIn. My name is Subhendu Pattnaik, and I am the Director of Marketing at Cigniti Technologies. Feel free to reach out to me in LinkedIn and get connected. Thank you so much. Wish you all a great day, and hope you have a great, successful digital marketing career ahead. Thank you.